In 1988, Walmart became the biggest US retailer and consequently started to think about international expansion. Whilst this expansion worked well in countries like Mexico, Canada, the UK, and also in China, it was an abject failure in Germany. But why was that? The German market was really saturated. It had extremely low growth at that time, and there were a lot of local strong players such as Aldi, Lidl, Kaufland, and so on. European labour laws are quite tight compared to the US, and Germany is especially highly regulated. Also, in Germany, the cost of labour is really quite high compared to other European markets. Once Walmart had bought two German chains, then they immediately implemented some strategies that they were using in the US. So, for example, group stretching in the morning and chanting that was supposed to invoke loyalty. All the cashiers were told that they had to smile all the time. There were smiling greeters at the entrances to stores. And there was an ethics code that said if employees saw other staff breaking the rules, then they had to report them or risk being fired themselves. These aspects of Walmart company culture just really didn't go down well with the Germans, as it reminded many people of a dark period of their history. All that chanting just came across as cult-like, and informing on other colleagues just seemed really horrible and reminded people, especially in the east of Germany, of times gone by. As for the smiling, well, compared to in the US, Germans found this method of smiling all the time, this came across as very fake and very manipulative. And as for greeters, they just felt like they were creepy and weird to the Germans. Why do you need those? The ethics code was eventually struck down by court as well. That wasn't the only set of legal problems that Walmart had. They had issues about not paying minimum wage, expecting staff to work more than the maximum allowed working hours, not giving them enough holidays, being funny or not allowing people to take sick leave, also by price dumping and trying to sell products below their purchasing price to push out the competition. All of those points eventually came up in court, and Walmart had extremely negative press and was losing, of course, these cases, as it was clear that they hadn't done their legal homework. Add on top of that, they found out that whilst German consumers liked low prices, they also really expect quite decent quality. And so having cheap plastic products, and especially lots of plastic bags, didn't go down well with the Germans, who were used to Aldi and Lidl really doing well on their non-food with producing stuff or buying things in decent quality, really low price. All of these cultural aspects and the price competition meant that sales were falling rapidly and the profit margins were unsustainably low. The complete ignorance of the legal situation and ignoring the culture, just assuming that you could one-to-one take over the US culture, meant that in the end, after around 6 years in the market, then Walmart chose to leave. The lessons learned are you need to, first of all, of course, do your legal homework if you're expanding into international markets. What are the preferences of your consumers? How do they want to buy? Don't assume that things are going to be the same as in your home market, and adapt your strategy if you realise that the one you had in the beginning isn't working. If you want to expand internationally, subscribe to my YouTube channel and sign up for my weekly newsletter and blog post at the link in the comments.